What have the first couple months here been like for you guys? You got to lay of the land, the personnel you have to deal with, what you're trying to implement as you work with Mike.
Yeah, it's been really good. The first month, we were trying to recruit people and all that, get our roster set. It's been really neat to start meeting with our players, walking through, working with our players. That's really what we're doing the last month and a half. So really excited to get out there, spring ball, and roll out with our players.
Why was Thomas Castellano so important to the operation?
Yeah, Tommy's a guy that we know a lot about. Obviously, coached him before. He's off to a good start with his teammates, and looking forward to watching him.
When you take over at a new destination and you go through that first set of practices, versus evaluation, looking at old film, what is critical about that first week or two to see it with your eyes and take it what guys can do?
Yeah, we told the guys, everybody's starting from ground zero. Everybody's got equal opportunity, show what they can do. So just real excited to get out there and work with them, evaluate the guys, watch them compete.
Is there a degree, a lot of new faces on offense, personnel-wise, player-wise, is there a degree that almost makes your job easier of implementing a new system because you're not having to help them forget the system that was running here previously?
Yeah. Well, I think first of all, there's a lot of similarities between Coach Norvell and our system. We're from the same family, so there's a lot of carryover. There'll be some there's some carryover for the older guys. A lot of the terminology is the same, which is very important. But like I said, everybody, whether the guys been here or the new guys coming in, we've had time to meet with the guys. The last probably 6 weeks we've worked with the guys, and so I think we're in a good spot foundation-wise. Because now get to go against the defense and get to coach them on the grass and find out a lot about it. So looking forward to that.
Why is your offense traditionally so good at running the ball?
That's one of our philosophies. Play fast, run the ball downhill, throw it vertically down the field. We're at our best. Those three things happen.
When you look at the group of running backs you have here and other guys who can handle the ball in that sense, what do you take away from that group?
Yeah, I'm excited to watch the guys. I really am. Of course, Floydell's a guy I recruited at the old job. Was that before, know a lot about him. The other guys have really impressed me since I've been here. Just really excited to watch those guys get the ball and watch them do their thing.
In this era of practice, there's a lot, less to the ground work. How can you determine the toughness necessary for somebody to fit in your offense to be tough enough to run the football?
No, what scrimmages? Scrimmages, you find out, usually more scrimmages than any other time. So there's enough of those to happen. The way Coach Norvell's got the spring set up, it's set up to be able to evaluate all aspects that we need to.
When you've got four new, in this day and age, it's more common with transfer portal stuff, but a lot of new guys on campus on the offensive line. How do you speed up that process, chemistry, and get them ready to go?
Yeah, I think, of course, we're in the evaluation mode, and then once you settle in with your guys, that's when you really start developing chemistry. It takes a little time through the different, whether it's scrimmages, practice time, meetings, walkthroughs, all that.
What has it been like for you getting used to Coach Tokars, Coach Yak, Coach Thompson, guys that are already here that now join up with you on your offense?
I knew quite a bit about most of them already, so it's been a real easy transition. Coach Ann, Coach Harris, Coach Tucker, those guys, real easy transition as far as the staff's concerned.
According to Deuce's camp, when you guys talked to him about the portal, he was blown away with the first phone call that y'all had. For a receiver, what is it that you think is very appealing about working with you and working in your offense?
Well, he's playing a position that's had a lot of success, over the years, and it's really that go-to type position. So far, so good. I've been ultra impressed with him, the way he's handled himself, really in all aspects of the offseason. Really looking forward to watching him do his thing, once we get out there and practice.
Coach Norvell talked about what a resource it was to have you in the program. What's it been like collaborating with him again these last few months?
It's been real refreshing. It's been, 18 years, 19 years since we've been together, but, it's been really, really comfortable. From my standpoint, it's been refreshing. Sometimes you go out through your career and you're able to go back and kind of look back, and last time we were together, we were pretty good together. So, we talked a little bit about that too. It's been real refreshing to be here with him.
Squirrel White talked about this being an appealing place to him because of versatility and the way you intend to use him. What is it about his skill set that allows him to do a plethora of things?
Yeah, he's a playmaker. He's got real speed. He's got experience, and I think that's important too, especially for a new coordinator coming in to have some guys with experience that have been successful. He's one of those guys. And he's off to a great start too. He's a veteran guy. You can tell he's got leadership ability. He's got a great spirit about him. And, like I said, he's a playmaker. We just need to find ways to use him.
Do you lean on a guy like Randy Pittman, Adrian Medley, who played for you previously, as you implement stuff in the sense of them being sort of the peer-to-peer communicators?
Well, I know a lot about them. There's no doubt. Both those guys are off to a good start also. Both of them are leaders. Talking with their position groups, about different things and what you expect from that. But both of them are real players.
You've been around a lot of athletes throughout your career, but now you've got two dual sport athletes this spring in Danzig and Gibson. How are they juggling it? And then how do you balance how to use them, how to manage their bodies?
Yeah, Coach Norvell's got a good plan for that. We'll see where that goes and how much with different things throughout the spring.
How fast, ideally, do you want this offense to run, or is that something that you look at when you see, both sides of football, how you can be complementary?
In the spring, we're going to develop our foundation, so we'll be fairly simple. You develop your foundation of who you are. And, I'm looking forward to identifying our strengths also, and then evaluating our players. So, spring will be really foundation oriented and scheme oriented.
What do you think a player, any former player of yours, would say about going to practice and playing underneath you? What's that like for them?
We're going to play fast. We're going to be demanding. Like I said, we're going to run it downhill. We're going to throw it deep. We're pretty consistent.
And in terms of your coaching style, like, are you a loud guy out there in practice? Because you're pretty reserved, generally speaking.
Yeah, no, that's kind of my happy place. I love being on the field with players, and dreaming, having high expectations. Just working with them. That's the fun part of coaching.
On that note, you talked about when you got hired that you really just wanted to coach. You wanted to get back to the fundamental idea of coaching. How much are you looking forward to this spring doing that, doing it with a new group of guys?
Yeah, it's been refreshing from my standpoint, because if you're a head coach, you have to worry about every little thing. And sometimes, the joy of just coaching offense, which I'm an offensive guy, it's been real refreshing to go back and just focus on that one area. And, you even go back to, like I said, when we were at Tulsa, some of the things we did there, it gives you a little more opportunity to explore some different wrinkles, maybe from the past, anything with that. So it's been really good, and it's been really good for me developing relationships with the offensive players and not have distracted with other different things. And that's been really neat for me. Really offensive players. We got some really fine.
What has the developing relationship with Brock been like for you, and how has he been in the sense of being a coach for you?
Brock's a winner. And, you can tell that whether it's tour duty, mat drills, his attention to detail, walkthroughs, meetings, and all that. And he's a veteran, great guy, so I'm excited to work with him.
Is there any consistent feedback that you got from last year's roster guys that are still on the roster now, like things they wanted to do, things that they thought that could be better when you came in?
No, like I said, last year's last year. Everything's starting, from ground zero, and that, so just giving everybody an equal opportunity to show what they can do, and that's what I said.